IRS TIN Matching is a wonderful program that the IRS makes available to businesses and the business community for free. That's right, free. It enables authorized payors to verify that they have a current name TIN match on their 1099s before they file them. In this episode, we'll discuss why you should be using TIN matching, IRS TIN matching. Stick around to the end when we discuss the secret added benefit of using TIN matching, and I'll bet you never thought of it. Hey guys, I'm Mary Schaefer, founder of AP Now, the place where we curate the latest business intelligence for those who work and manage or have responsibility for the accounts payable and payments function. And as we, approach the end of the year, everybody starts thinking about 1099s, or at least some of us do. And that means TIN matching, or at least in my mind it does. Now, you may be aware that Congress has approved $80 billion in new funding for the IRS legislation, which was passed last August 2022. This will make it possible for the IRS to undertake the big upgrades in technology that are long overdue, as well as improve taxpayer services and enforcements, as they call it, that would concentrate on the wealthy and corporations. And it's the corporations that we're focused on because that's where the 1099 reporting is. Okay, now why this big focus? Well, the reason for this is the estimated tax gap of 160 trillion. If you were relying on IRS inefficiencies in the past to skate by on lax or imprecise 1099 filings, those days are fast coming to an end. The IRS has 4 top priorities for this 80 billion, and they include the following. Number 1, to clear up the backlog. Number 2, to improve customer service. Number 3, to overhaul the technology. And, some of that technology is really old. You think you have old technology in your office and you may complain about it. It's nothing compared to what the IRS is using. And 4, to replace retiring workers. Now, no backlog, more workers, and improved technology. There will be more of an emphasis than ever on you getting those 1099s right, okay? Because it'll be easier for the IRS to find you when they're not right. And you thought it was easy in the past, you ain't seen nothing yet, so they say. Okay, so TIN matching can help you there. And that's just the beginning of why you should use it. That's right. With all these changes, incorrect 1099s are more likely to be found, and the company issuing them will get B notices. Now, a reduction in B notices, while in itself should be enough of a reason to use TIN matching, it's just the beginning. B notices bring with them a proposed penalty and fines, and this is a big and, you have to work them using the precise directions and steps outlined by the IRS. You have to figure out if it's a first B notice or a second B notice. And then the IRS has very precise steps you have to follow in order to resolve these discrepancies. And you've got to keep track of everything. So if you can resolve these discrepancies before you get that B notice, well, you're well ahead of the game. You can use it, either just pick up the phone, you can send an email, however it's quick for you to resolve these name TIN discrepancies, you're good to go. Does IRS TIN matching really help the number of B notices? You might be thinking, absolutely. I got an email from one of my members a while ago, and she sent me a note and it said, we just got our B notices. We got only 4. Just 4. She said last year we got 200, and the only difference was we started using IRS TIN matching. To me, that says it all, and it explains everything. Okay, and as I said, that's just the beginning. So by not having to deal with B notices, you'll free up your staff. They can work on more value-added tasks, and we know we've got a ton of them. And they can do things also that are more professionally rewarding. That may not be your top goal, but it's nice to make your staff happy. Now, before we get to the secret benefit, if you will, that few realize, if you like this episode, please give us a thumbs up. And if you loved it, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We produce new content for the channel 3 times a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays are devoted to payment and accounts payable issues. And, 1099 reporting goes along with that. And Saturdays are reserved for Wordle. Your thumbs up and comments help us as YouTube takes this as a signal to distribute the video to more viewers. Alrighty. So, by the way, if you're already using IRS TIN matching, feel free to brag about it in the comments below, and more kudos to you. Now, what most people don't realize is that TIN matching helps weed out fraudulent vendors. How do they do this, you ask? You're a little confused? Well, when you're requiring that the vendor or the supplier give you the W-9, you are basically asking for documentation that has been filed with the IRS for tax reporting purposes. Now, do you think most crooks have done that? A few might, but most won't have done it. And I've had members tell me that, when they ask for the W-9, a few questionable vendors just kind of faded off into the woodwork. Likewise, this requirement is likely to prevent employees who are thinking about trying to set up a phantom vendor from doing so because they won't have the TIN to use. And even if they think, well, okay, I'll use my own TIN, I'll use my social security number. Well, that's going to come back and hit them in the face when you run it through TIN matching and it doesn't match the name of this phony company that they've set up. So by using TIN matching and letting all your suppliers and your employees, for that matter, know that you're going to require this information before you make a payment, you're putting them on alert. And those who are going to or are looking at playing games will maybe think twice. And unfortunately, the thing about deterrence is you don't know when you deterred somebody from committing a crime. You just have to go with the flow. Now, unfortunately, and this is the world we live in, fraud has become a prevalent issue for basically everybody, whether we like it or not. It's just the world we live in. We can't prevent somebody from trying to steal from us. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it. But what you can do is make it so difficult for them that they go elsewhere, like you deter it. So we recently did a video on developing a fraud protection strategy. It's a three-pronged approach. You can watch it now using the link that will appear momentarily on YouTube and is in the show notes below. And as always, we appreciate your thumbs up, your subscribe, your comments, and your shares. Good luck.